I knew my love for teaching was more than the love that my students had, more than the love that their parents had. And so teaching wasn't as rewarding as I was expecting it to be.
Now if you feel the world's against you, Kita Shines can help you. Be the light and be the change and recognize your values. Changing lives and building nations, cause all of us are great ones. And we just wanna see the light in you.
We had to pause there a bit. I mean, your mom is of value to you.
Yes.
So you were just saying that you would have wanted to share that moment
with her.
right?
Yes, yes.
But apart from that, what was the sweet part?
The sweet part was knowing that I am finished. Yes, I actually made it and I graduated with honors. And
sorry guys.
People always said, "Oh, you're so smart and you're brilliant," and so truth is no. I've never thought that about myself, and it's because I've never thought that I'm so smart that I work so hard. When other persons can read something one time and get it, may have to read it 3 times and 4 times. And another thing too is there were scholarships that I needed to get. And in order to get those scholarships, because the scholarships covers a portion of your tuition. So in order to get those scholarships, you had to keep your grades. Yes.
I get that's beautiful though. You did all of that and still, I don't think you told them what you studied at college.
Oh, I studied science and reading. Yeah.
Like it's the first time I'm realizing that you studied reading. No, it is bringing back something at Waterford, but we'll get there.
Okay, yes.
That makes sense.
I studied science and reading. And it's so funny. I never wanted to do reading at all. I didn't even know that they offered reading at college.
A weird combination.
But and God is so awesome. And I'm just really grateful because throughout my journey to where I am today, I've always been able to see God. I never wanted to do reading at all. But they needed the numbers for reading. Nobody knew about this course at college. And when they looked at my CXC results, I wanted to do integrated science and biology because I just love sciences.
Right.
And based on my CXC results, they wanted to place me in reading to make up the numbers for reading. So that's how I ended up doing reading. And can I tell you that I just love the fact that I did reading because that opened several doors for me. And even now, with my own children, it played such a big part.
Don't go too far. We'll soon come back there because I want to I would have experienced her professionally with the readings. I would want you to connect that with your life as a mother. But before we go to that part, now you've graduated college with honors, might I add, after working 3 years. Oh my God. Yes. What did you do?
Now, I resigned JAMRA and I started applying for every teaching job. I literally applied to every school. I didn't necessarily look for vacancies. I just applied.
Yes.
And I got a job at Bull Bay All Age School. I was teaching at the time grade 1. And it's because of my reading background that I got that job. And that job was it was really good for me. I then, in a very short space of time, I moved from grade 1 to I started teaching grade 5. And that's when I knew my love for teaching was more than the love that my students had, more than the love that their parents had. And so teaching wasn't as rewarding as I was expecting it to be. Because I literally wanted more for my students than they wanted for themselves. And I wanted more for my students than their parents wanted for them. And it was frustrating because I know that you cannot get reward without work. And my students did not want to work. So I don't think mentally I was prepared for that.
Right.
And law was my second love. So that's when I started to think about how do I become a lawyer, because teaching is just going to frustrate me.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So we met at Waterford High School.
Yes.
After Bull Bay, that's where you went?
No, after Bull Bay, I went to Westwood High.
Oh.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah. I know that. I forgot. Like, you know, that's my alma mater. No,
I was at Westwood for a very, it was a short stint.
but it was an excellent experience.
It was a very good experience.
I could tell you.
Yes,
Right.
it was a very good experience. I know I love the girls, and that was a very rewarding teaching job because the girls at Westwood, they were interested in their work.
True.
They were interested in their work. They would do the work. There were no disciplinary challenges, but the challenge
If you
I
had taught
had,
me, perhaps you'd have had some
So-
minor, but yeah.
the challenge I had there was primarily now with just the expectations persons had of me as a teacher. They wanted you to, I think, wear long dresses and
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
not for me.
Yeah.
So
They are super traditional. I can speak to that, and I will have issues with that generally because I mean you're still appropriately dressed. And
Right.
Why be an extremist?
right.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I get you.
it was kind of a culture shock.
Yes.
But teaching there,
Yeah.
the teaching was just awesome.
I could get that.
Yes.
All right.
And it was
you
after Westwood now that I went to Waterford.
But that's a big jump, like we would say from rural to urban.
Right.
Why?
Okay, so Bull Bay All Ages in St. Thomas. And Westwood is in Trelawney. At the time, I was with my son's father, and he was in St. Anne, so Trelawney was closer to him.
Yeah.
So we made that work for a
Right.
while, and then, as I said, the culture where Westwood is when you're used to, because even though I was working at Bull Bay All Age School, I was living in Papine, so I would travel in the days, and being in Trelawney, not being able to see like KFC and on a Sunday
Especially
you
there.
can't find any fast food, and so it really was a shocker. So in addition to certain expectations they had of your
Yes.
attire and all you to,
You're in a world by yourself.
it was just, and it was very lonely a lot of
Sure.
times because I was very young.
Yeah.
And a lot of the teachers there were much older.
Yeah.
So I had no friends. And it just didn't feel right. So I applied now to schools in St. Catherine because I wanted to go back that side.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up
Okay.
at
Lights,
Waterford High
camera,
School.
action. You're gonna see KFC for sure.
Oh,
And all that-
civilization.
Welcome. I can't see the difference.
Yeah.
No, Waterford High School. I am happy that you came.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here right now.
I'm happy I went
I know,
too.
right? I wouldn't have met you. So awesome. And I want to know, go back to the reading before even I talk about anything else. I remember you, and this is one of the reasons you're here on this shine spot with us.
Yeah.
Like your work ethic, your level of innovation, your care. And I'm speaking to you primarily as a teacher because that's how I would have experienced you outside of a friend. You would go above and beyond just to make sure that your students were Gucci, like good.
Yes.
I remember when you came to Waterford, I think we went there the same time.
Yes.
it was obvious that you were more mature than me based on your experience. It's true, like just how it's adding up now. She would have worked for a while. She's going after something. This was my first job. My parents sent me to college. Hello. It's two different worlds, you know. Had my struggles, but you would have been there, and you would see just how quickly too your experience would have allowed you to matriculate to a senior position.
Yes.
I saw Stacy took a group of students who could not read. I wanted to hear me. This is high school.
Yeah.
They could not read. I will tell this story for you. It's fine. They could not read, guys. And when others thought that she was crazy, I was being supportive because she's my friend, but I really didn't know what she was gonna do with them. I was like, She lobbied for them to do
core subjects.
Yeah. No Spanish, no French, because the truth is, like, if you can't read
English, how are you gonna do Spanish?
And guys, she kept them in that room.
Yeah. And I'm just grateful that Miss Bernard, the principal at the time, allowed me.
She did.
Yes, and I'm really grateful for that. I told her what I wanted for those students, and she allowed me to manipulate the timetable to cut certain subjects. So they only did science, they did maths, English, and reading. Those were the subjects they did. And by the end of that year, it was, they were like they were able to read.
Yes.
They literally moved up in terms of their reading level.
You weren't able to see some of them to the end, but they were able to get CXC subjects.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
Yeah. And
that's, like, you come and these are some of the things that we don't see in the system. Like, you get a child who can't read.
Yes.
You tailor the timetable, you tailor your own life.
Yes.
To fit them, because you still had to carry your timetable.
Yes, I had to carry my timetable, and then I had to pay attention to them and focus on their reading and set up the reading corner. And I'm grateful that we were able to do that for them.
Wow. Yes, your life at Waterford I would have seen you as a leader. How did you see yourself there at Waterford?
At Waterford, there were so many things that you wanted to do. There were some things that were bigger than you believed, and some things that needed to be done, because at the end of the day, we're molding these young minds. And so the level of indiscipline, it was kind of a culture shock again, because imagine being at Westwood for months, where you can literally, you're in a class, you're teaching, and everybody's paying attention and everybody's listening, and you're there, and when you call on John, well, there are no boys there, but she responds, and the homework is done, and even if it's not done, they ask, please, miss, don't give me an order mark. And you're moving from that now to a system where you stand in a room to teach a class and nobody is looking at you. Like, teacher enters the room, nobody is paying attention to what's going on.
No. They wouldn't even acknowledge that. Westwood would stand when you enter the room. No, this is a shock for you.
And I brought that to Waterford. So when I went there, I started at the meetings. We say, okay, let the students stand and say.
And they did it.
And they did.
It got a little annoying because they'd push the desk, but it was good.
But they did it. And then that could assist now in you trying to settle the class. But it was really difficult, because now you are in a system where, again, you want more for these. Nobody business about no schoolwork. Nobody do the homework. When you give, some people don't even write the homework. And you are now there. Why are you not writing and the assignment is on the board? Oh, Miss, I get homework. Miss, I can always do them things here.
You're the worst,
and
right?
Yes, because, and I'm like, take down the homework. You're not leave here until I write up the homework.
Right.
And you had to be so rough. And you also still had to be so gentle. So it was a delicate balance that you had to find. And I must say, though, it was in the love. That balance was in the love. It's the love for them that caused you to be rough when it's necessary and be gentle when it's needed.
Beautiful, beautiful. You said it. No, at Waterford again, I said that you matriculated to senior level. Why didn't you allow the education system to get the best of you? Like you would have made a very good principal, matriculate to perhaps permanent secretary. Why did you switch?
Well, I was studying law while teaching. Based on my experience at Bull Bay College, I realized that I want to do law because, well, I indicated before. So I started studying law. I did it with University of London, distance study. So while I was teaching, I was also studying. And the more you study law, the more you love law.
Wow.
And so I have a love that grew for law from then. And in addition to that, I am still an educator. I lecture at UA, and that is rewarding. I've made some friendships through that with other lecturers and some students. And it's just been, I never wanted to be like a principal, or I wasn't interested in that because the love for law now took me to wanting to move into the practice of law.
I believe you were very brave. When you left Waterford, what did you do?
When I left Waterford, I was working at Nicholson Phillips Attorneys at Law.
Did you feel a sense of security shifting from a job that is paying you, perhaps not enough, but you were being paid? Now you're shifting to something that you don't know. I would say the unknown. How did you manage that?
At Nicholson Phillips, I got a salary at Nicholson Phillips monthly. So there was some level of security.
Okay.
The jump into private practice, that was somewhat scary, but I was lecturing while I balanced moving into managing my own firm. I was still lecturing. And the reality is, when you do good work, work comes to you. And I have a God that always provides. And so it wasn't easy mentally to say, I'm going into private practice and I'm going to be working on my own and being responsible to finance everything on my own. But I had support. I had persons who would encourage me. And I believe that over time, it would get better. And it did.
I'm about to read here. You should know this. Our mission is to provide innovative legal solutions. We aim to continuously provide maximum value to our clients, building partnerships of confidence through integrity, efficiency, and exceptional customer service.
Yes, that's from our website.
What website?
The Matt Morrison and Williams website.
We are transitioning to that. The attorney at law, private practice, and we're going to have to put the website there so you can follow here. Mac Morrison and Williams. A lot of times I would be walking and I see these two names and legal. What is this about? Like, genuinely, I'm sure there are persons wondering, why two? Why not you alone? Tell us, Mac Morrison and Williams.
Well, Mac Morrison and Williams is a natural partnership that flowed from a genuine friendship with my partner, Caprice Morrison.
Yes. Insert Caprice. Let's go.
Caprice is such a very close friend to the point where we're like sisters. So the partnership was natural. It just flowed into us being business partners. We share similar work ethics. She's also very strong, very independent, industrious. It was, I believe, something that was coming for a while.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So, is it better, you believe, with a partner that you value than being on your own, would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it is.
What are the benefits?
The benefits of a partnership, persons trust partnerships more, I find.
Okay.
And the reality is, you are now not the only one running this business. There is someone else. God forbid, should something happen to you, there is continuity.
Accountability.
So, right. And it affords you that level of security, I believe, knowing that I'm not the only person managing this.
Okay.
I have a partner. I can run ideas through my partner. We can work through certain matters together, which, based on our friendship, like, we're life partners, you know, so it's natural. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I like that fashion too. Caprice, you're doing a good thing, man. Now, tell us, in terms of location and specialization, if someone were to say, I would like to hire you guys, where would they find you? And what exactly could they employ you for? Because you don't do all things.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so we have 3 branches. We are in Kingston, we're in Mandeville, and we're in Montego Bay. I'm based in Montego Bay. Caprice operates in Kingston and in Mandeville. We do mainly conveyancing. That's everything to do with land. We do divorces. We do some criminal litigation. We have some high court matters, not a lot. Am I leaving out anything?
I can't tell
we
you.
do.
I have the website.
We still do civil matters.
Right. I see divorce, civil litigation, personal injury. Like, supposed to drop myself, right?
If you drop yourself.
There's conveyancing, family law. There is estimate matters, criminal, estate, yes, sorry. Contracts, company registrations, first registration, adverse possession, restrictive
covenants,
modification. So I see them right here. You can go to the website.
On the website.
Yes.
And naturally, we have different attorneys who specialize in different things, right? So, in addition to myself and Caprice, Norris Troop is another attorney.
Yeah, I met him too.
Yes. And I so appreciate Norris. Wow. I'm so grateful. Norris was my student. Ooh. Yes, I lectured him while he was at COMC. And when he left COMC, he worked at my office for a while in the capacity of a secretary. And then he went to study law. Wow. He would do all his summers and internships with me. And when he completed his studies, it was just a natural flow for him to practice with us.
My next question now, you now manage a company.
Yes.
What type of leader you are? Like, how do you manage your staff? How do you think your staff perceive you? And you could share a little about your clients too.
Okay. My staff, I love and appreciate my staff. I try to be the person who they can talk to about any challenges, because the reality is the profession has its fair share of challenges. It too can be frustrating. There is always a lot going on. It's a fast-paced job. And so it can be daunting. And so I try to be there to offer support to my staff. And some clients, they're not always very understanding. Our system is very slow. So a divorce can take a while. And anything you're doing that has to go before the court, it's gonna take a while.
And we know this. We see it on the media all the time. Yes.
So it's difficult. And we have a lot of international clients. It's difficult to explain to a client why their matter is taking so long. And so that's something that the staff really have to deal with. Disgruntled clients, persons feeling like, look, this really shouldn't be taking so long. What's happening? And sometimes the things the clients will say to the staff, they won't necessarily say to us as the attorneys. And so it can be pressuring. So I try to offer support. I try to encourage. I try to inspire. And I want the best for my staff.
Beautiful. So, and I believe that with all my heart and being, because it's just who you are. You desire the best for people. Law for you. We're about to wrap soon. But I want you to tell me, what has been the most rewarding thing for you as a lawyer? Like, regrets that you've switched from teaching to law?
I don't regret that because I still lecture.
Yes.
So and now I lecture adults. Some of them who are sending themselves to school. So I don't have the challenge of wanting more for them.
Yeah, I prefer being a lecturer.
Yes, they want for themselves. They know what they're about, and so it's so much easier as a lecturer to deliver your lessons that you have planned and getting your lessons across, and that passion is shared now with your students. I stopped lecturing when lecturing moved online because I didn't have the thrill of talking about a case and seeing the faces and, and nobody talks to you online. You ask the questions and you're like talking to yourself. Some of the times you rarely are because the screen is there just so that persons are participating or seemingly participating. But so I stopped. As for me, I love the interaction. It's what gives me the
impersonal.
Yes. So I stopped lecturing. And then when classes moved back face to face, I did a little more lecturing because I just love it. I really do. I have the passion for it still. And with the two, it's like enjoying the best of both worlds, really. Yeah.
Okay. So balancing law, this fast pace, with everything else that you do, what would you say helps you to keep grounded and balanced and focus and operate in integrity?
What keeps me balanced is Michelle Brown.
Wow.
I love her. She's a caregiver for my children.
Big up Michelle Brown.
And yes, Michelle is just awesome. Michelle ensures that I don't have to worry about my children when I'm not here. And
that's important.
I can't tell you. So for me, Michelle is just like, she's so important to me. She's so near and dear to me.
And family.
I just love her. She is family. I never said that because somehow it's like it's a given. She is family. She has been with me for some years now, and I'm truly grateful because she really does provide that balance. She bridges the gap. Knowing that she's here with my kids, she's at home with my kids when I'm not there, it provides a level of comfort that allows me to focus on the work. I try to carve time for my children, time for helping others. I'm a Kiwanian, and Kiwan is important to me. I've not been as active because these past 2 years have been very, very difficult. I did my master's, and that was, again, while managing now children. This is the first time I'm a mother studying, and I can tell you it's no easy feat. It's just hats off to mothers who have no help and study. I'm telling you, I could not study without Michelle. It wouldn't be possible. And so I was able to comfortably, sometimes I'm at work until 10 p.m. and I'm not thinking that the kids are not okay. I know they are because of the level of confidence I have in Michelle. And so she helps to provide that balance. And then in addition to that, I also have Norris, who provides a level of balance at the office as well, a level of support. I have Caprice, who is like just a tower of strength for me. You know, you are not alone, is what I'm saying.
Yes, and I get it.
And we, a lot of times, we feel weak when we have to rely on resources outside of ourselves. But the reality is, God has purposely positioned persons in your life. And so you have to rely on your resources to get things done. The most rewarding thing for me is getting my clients what they want.
Beautiful.
When I can get my clients what they want, I feel accomplished.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Like you've said it, that we don't need to do anything or say anything else outside of that. I would just like you to encourage someone out there. What would you say to someone? They're there, I think more than likely a woman, desiring to find themselves, desiring to recognize their purpose and move beyond what we would say a place of stagnation. What would you say to them?
I would say find what it is that you want to do. Be true to yourself. Do not think about what others want for you. Once you are true to yourself and you identify what it is that you want, no matter how impossible it seems, it is possible. It starts with believing and wanting, the ambition to do something. That's where it starts. And once you have that ambition, I believe the drive comes naturally. And God does provide and take care of his own.
Beautiful. That's it. So reach out to Mac Morris and Williams.
Matt Morrison and Williams.
Morrison, yes. Beautiful and Williams. We'll put the information there. You can contact them
Yes.
and we'll put other things that you'll know what to contact them for. They don't do everything.
Right.
Right. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you, and I am sure that years to come, persons will look back, because I don't just think about next week or next year, but I'm sure years to come, you yourself will look back after having evolved so beautifully from here and say, wow, this was a part of my journey.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing your journey here on The Shine Spot.
Thank you, Nikita.
To comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.